You been shocked by these revelations?
Well, it's done a lot of damage to Parliament, and if Parliament is damaged, it damages all our interests. I mean, I did the job for 51 years, and if you look back, you see, when my dad was elected in 1906, there was no pay at all. You had to be rich to be an MP. He was a journalist, and he walked over to the Commons, and his constituency was East London. When I was elected, no pension. If a constituent wrote and you wrote back, you had to buy your own stamp. Didn't have a secretarial allowance. If you had somebody, you claimed it on your income tax. And things have improved. But, I mean, what is wrong, really? Well, remember this, an MP is employed by his constituents. For 51 years, I was employed by 50,000 people.
Did you always feel you had to have a house in your constituency?
Well, I mean, I lived with my family in London, and I had a little bungalow in Chesterfield, and the Parliament paid the rent. That was all it was about. But you see, in the old days, I remember MPs from the north coming down to London, and they would book into a hotel in Pimlico. They'd have to clear their room Friday, so the room could be let Saturday, Sunday, come back Monday, and then they didn't have a permanent room. It was outrageous, because an MP's job, dare I say it, is very hard work. It's 7 days a week, as far as I'm concerned, particularly if you're a minister. So the idea that everyone's on the make upsets me. I don't think it's true, but I do think...
Well, there's a lot of evidence that a lot of MPs are on the make.
Well, you said that. The rules have got to be laid... Well, you said that, but a lot of the rules should be laid down by an independent commission. All claims should be published. And, of course, the other thing is a register of members' interests. Now, every member for some time has had to put down all their interests. That should be a register of candidates' interests. So when you vote, you know what your candidate's interests. And also, I think income tax returns should be published for MPs, because if you're in public life, everything you do has got to be known to the people who employ you.
It's been suggested that what's needed is to stop all this, to give MPs a hefty pay rise, but then make them go through, like the rest of us do, claim their expenses from the Inland Revenue, who will then go through and decide whether it is wholly, necessarily and exclusively permissible for their work.
Well, that's one way of doing it, but I personally think that if you're a member of Parliament from a different part of the country, from Scotland, say, and you have to work in London, it is reasonable that accommodation should be provided in London to do your job, because it is a different sort of job from most jobs. I mean, some people commute, of course, every day. It's not the same as having to maintain an office, a secretary, and I just think the idea the whole thing is corrupt, which is being spread around now, is inaccurate. I mean, I know members of all parties who work conscientiously. Every week they do their surgery, people come and see them, thousands of people write, and the idea that MPs are remote from people's own experience is not true, but this story has, and what's happened, has damaged Parliament.
Well, your own son Hillary has won plaudits for claiming practically nothing.
Well, I know, I saw that, I'm not surprised.
Jack Straw said he would ask Hillary how he does it. How does he do it?
Well, he does have a flat in Leeds, and when he was International Development Minister, he was in Darfur one day, back to Leeds on Friday. If I want to get him on Friday or Saturday, I have to ring him in his constituency. And my dad said to me when I was elected, your constituency is what matters. The parliamentary stuff, making the occasional speech, you know, is secondary to being available all the time to help people with their problems. And I sat every Friday for 4 or 5 hours a week, and people came, Tony, my husband's died, I need a bungalow. Tony, my son's unemployed. Tony, my granddad can't get his hip operation. Tony, my granny can't live in the... That's what you did all the time. And the presentation of parliamentary work is, I think, not accurate.
Just a final question. Whose job is it to get MPs out of this mess? Is it the Prime Minister, is it the party leaders, or the Speaker of the House of Commons?
No, the House of Commons, well, the Prime Minister should put forward proposals in conjunction with the other parties. The House should vote for an absolutely independent commission that would lay down the rules, and then all the claims would have to be published. The register of interest should be published for candidates as well, and you should consider very seriously publishing your income tax, because then you'd know whether your MP had a lot of other jobs. I mean, some MPs make a lot of money doing other jobs, but if they do, they're accountable to the people who elected them. That, I think, is the key to it all.
Tony Benn, thank you very much for coming in.